Hey, how's it going, guys? So this video right here, on request, is going to be a how do you CE-5. Now on this channel we've covered CE-5 and contact work pretty extensively. So here this is going to be a simple how-to, step-by-step process of how to do CE-5 with a few of my insights from all the experience I have in the field with everybody else I've worked with, and so on. So first, CE-5 is primarily based on using consciousness to connect with ETs, extraterrestrial peoples, mostly, or the foundation, I would say, of it is some kind of meditation, focusing your intent and connecting with consciousness, using telepathy, remote viewing, those kind of things. They may sound somewhat abstract, but that's what these extraterrestrials are using to communicate, so we kind of have to jump up or step up to that level when we're interacting with them, which we can do naturally. The more you practice it, you will hone in on these abilities, usually just through sheer intention and repetitive work. So, I would say on the first step would be use or find and use a technique that you can do that will center yourself. You can use to center breathing work, Zen meditation, pranayama, yoga, those kind of meditative techniques. Any kind of meditation technique that you're familiar with or that you use, that you like, that is going to help you reach a centered state. Then from there, I'd say do 15 to 20 minutes of meditation in a quiet place without distractions. After you've done that 15-20 minutes of meditation, you should be in a centered state where you could do these things like telepathy, remote viewing, connection work, feeling that connection, and sending your signal out to the extraterrestrials, the extraterrestrial people. And I would do that. So that's part two. I would do that for another 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't always take that long, but I would recommend it. So first, you have the meditation, which 15-20 minutes, or whenever, if you're 5 minutes into the meditation and you're centered and you're like, okay, I'm ready for this, go for it. So the step one is the meditation. The two is the connection work, the intention. So putting out the intention after you've already reached that centered state. And based on CE-5 protocols, from then you do the remote viewing, or CTS, which is a coherent thought sequencing, which would be to use remote viewing or visualization, whatever level you're at, and visualize deep space, the Milky Way galaxy, our kind of quadrant of the Milky Way on one of the outer spiral arms, then our solar system, then Earth and the Moon, then Earth, then your continent, then your country, then your city or state, and down to your exact location, and then back out into space, showing a clear stream of thought of where you're located, and where you're located in reference to this craft or crafts or planet that you're viewing with these extraterrestrial peoples, because a lot of people get the image of a being or a craft and you want to guide them in to your location, using remote viewing or visualization, even intent. Some people are more empathetic and they go more on emotion or a feeling of knowing. Some people are more visual. Some people may be auditory. So use your strong suit. I would say experiment with the others too, but use your strong suit and guide them to your direction. So after that, then you're ready to basically have a sky view, or go out and do field work. That's what we call it. So go out in the field, view the sky, periodically repeat the process of the meditation, the connection, the coherent thought sequencing, guiding them and vectoring them to your exact location, and viewing the sky. So you could go back and forth and do that as much as you want. You can do this by yourself, you can do this with a group, you can do this by yourself, connecting with others non-locally, what we call non-local CE-5, connecting with other people in different locations around the world, your friends, whoever wants to participate with you during that given time. So that's a pretty basic overview of how to do CE-5. You have your meditation, you have your connection sequence, or the feeling of connecting with them. Then you have the coherent thought sequencing, remote viewing, telepathy, locking on to them, with a feeling or a visualization or both, a combination of them, and then vectoring them to your exact site, and then viewing the night sky for some kind of validation or confirmation of the contact of any messages you've received, or a feeling you might feel inside where you feel connected to them, you feel a lock on, you feel connected, that you had made the contact, and then you view the night sky and you look for a validation of that contact, and you can repeat that process every 15 minutes if you like, or some people do that process with a group, and they'll be out and they'll do that process, and after a half an hour, 45 minutes, even with activity, especially if you see a craft, you view it for a few seconds, make sure it's a craft, kind of observe what it does, see how it interacts with your thoughts while you're watching it. But then if you do see a craft like that and there is a kind of interaction, then you definitely want to center and go within and see if you perceive any communications or transmissions or messages, wherever it may be, impressions, and see how deep you can really take the contact, which is I can explain in another video. That's a whole nother animal from how do you do a C5. But that's a pretty basic overview for people who are wondering how to do a CE5. That's a real basic way. You can play around, you can experiment. Some people may cut a step out, but I would say definitely do the meditation or some kind of centering or breathing technique, and be mindful, be patient, be consistent, and be grateful. So we'll be coming up with more videos soon. All right, take care.